Hey folks, Rob Avis here. I'm here with Jianyi at Fresh Pal Farms in Olds, Alberta, and we're going to talk about Chinese passive solar greenhouses. Now this guy here is a pioneer. He's the first guy that I'm aware of to bring these suckers into Alberta. He grows over 30,000 pounds of tomatoes for a fraction of the natural gas of a conventional Alberta greenhouse. So this is an incredible technology from China right here in Alberta. And so if you're interested in learning how this greenhouse works, how to get one of these things, and how you can potentially get set up to start growing commercially with these systems, stay tuned to the video. We're going to learn all about these with Jianyi today.
Hi, my name is Jianyi. This is my farm. My farm is in central Alberta, close to Olds, and I'm operating 2 passive solar greenhouses, and I grow tomatoes year-round, and I also grow melons, and they are pretty sweet. I want to use the passive solar greenhouses because our climate is pretty cold here, and I want to grow year-round, and passive solar greenhouses can save tons of energy for me. In North China, we have a similar climate. It's cold in winter, but people there use passive solar greenhouses, grow vegetables and fruits year-round. You know, China, so many people there, right? So to feed people year-round, you need this type of greenhouse. And because energy price is getting higher and higher, the farmers in China are used to this type of greenhouses. People in China have been using this greenhouse for decades, but it saves energy, and I think it's cheaper to build. The size of my 2 passive solar greenhouses are 10,000 square feet each. I built the greenhouse all by myself and my wife, but the material plus shipping and tax cost me about $100,000 Canadian dollars. But because I built this myself, so I saved that part. Yeah, the structure of my greenhouse is double layer. So a smaller greenhouse inside a bigger one, it does a better job trapping the heat inside the greenhouse, no matter it's cloudy in the daytime or at night. So now we are looking at the most important component is the back wall on the north. And when I touch it, it feels pretty warm because it receives the sunlight from the daytime and it stores the heat inside. And behind the metal sheeting here is hundreds of tons of clay. And all the tubings are confining the clay. And we have tubings on both this side and the opposite side, so to confine the clay. And on the outside of the wall is insulated by the insulated blankets. And on top, the big black roll you can see is the insulated blankets. And it's the second most important component in the passive solar greenhouse because we call it a dynamic insulation method. At daytime, we roll them up to receive the heat from the sun. And at night, we roll them down completely to the ground to cover the whole greenhouse. So the heat is trapped inside the greenhouse during night. That's how we keep the greenhouse warm when there's no sun and when it's really cold, even in winter. And also you can see the design of our greenhouse is double layer. So we have a 2-meter spacing in between. That's because we want to make the inner layer lower because it's easier to trap the heat with a smaller space. And the double layer protects the insulated blankets from getting wet from the rain or snow, and protects the whole greenhouse from the wind. In the outer layer, there are snow vibrators. So when it snows pretty bad, we turn on the vibrator and it shakes down the snow. So we don't need to burn energy inside like crazy to melt the snow. All this design is made to save energy. So our purpose is to use as little as possible energy and as little as possible cost to grow vegetables year-round. Yeah, they both poly I used them for 5 years already, and I haven't changed them. Maybe I'll change them next year. But the standard poly will be changed every 4 years. But if you don't have too much hail, you can keep them longer. If we have a lot of wind here, and sometimes really windy, 100 kilometers per hour. But because we have a very good wall, the wall is extremely heavy, so it stabilizes the whole greenhouse. You don't see it moving when it's windy. In the previous years, I used to lower the tomatoes. When they hit 2 meters, we lower them, but then we found it's too much work. So now we have 2 cycles. In February, we put them into the ground, and now like 1 month, they're already pretty tall. And in July, they will hit this height. And then we cut the top, and we pick all the tomatoes, and we transplant, and then we pull them out, and we transplant the new tomatoes in August. And then they keep growing, and we keep harvesting until January. And in the next February, we transplant new tomatoes. I grow all my seedlings myself. And it's warmer here than the house. We don't really worry about the pollinating because tomatoes, they are self-pollinating plants. And when we work with them, we shake them a little bit, or even when we walk beside them, this is the wind. We carry wind with us, right? And they are pollinated. And I try to bring some bumblebees and to compare pollination without pollination. It doesn't make much difference. And also, of course, in summertime, when we open all the window and the bottom, and all the pollinators come in, that helps too. I don't know too much about the conventional greenhouse. I heard some number. An acre of the conventional greenhouse will burn $30,000 energy. A conventional greenhouse in February, March, not extremely cold month, and this one is a 1/4 acre. Now our cost is $1,000 to $2,000 per month per greenhouse, but we lost a lot of energy from the generator. If we collect the energy from the generator, then we can power or we can heat 3 to 4 greenhouses like this, and then we only spend a couple hundred per greenhouse per month. So you save tons of energy. Our design considered that the problem. So this inner layer plastic, we can roll it with the insulated blankets in summertime. So in summertime, we make a bigger space instead of a smaller space to trap more heat in winter, right? And we can roll up the sides, open everything, the top window, and then we pull up the shading cloth. That's usually enough, but sometimes in July, our temperature can be as high as 36, 37 degrees. But what our solution is, we lower the insulated blankets to like 2/3. So because we have a lot of sunlight in summer, too much, and so we cover it for 3 hours. And at that time, if you walk into the greenhouse, it's like walking into a basement. It's pretty cool. And in that way, we protect all the plants from the sun. So the outside, the width is 10.5 meters. And this wall is 1 meter. And we have a 0.5 meter spacing. So inside here is about 9 meters. Per cycle, we can get about 15,000 pounds. Yeah, so in total, 30,000 pounds per year. And my variety is not a highly commercial variety. My variety is very sweet, super sweet. And we just tested the bricks in winter. In January, it was 9%. In summer, it can be 13%. Super sweet. It's like eating sugar. Yeah. And so the yield is not as high as the highly commercial variety, but I think 30,000 pounds is enough for me. Yeah, I add compost every year, and I add humic acid and also some beneficial fungi. Yeah, and also I have some water-soluble fertilizer too.
Hey folks, hopefully you found that interesting. So if you're interested, leave a comment in the comment section down below. I'm sure he'll be checking from time to time. And I know we're going to be coming back here to do another video.
I'm very happy to bring this technology to Canada because our weather is so cold. If we can use this type of greenhouse, everybody can save a lot of energy, and we can grow so many tasty tomatoes. Yeah, everybody, if you are interested, you're welcome to visit my farm.
So check him out at the Edgemont Community Center if you're interested in getting some of his melons, tomatoes, or all of the other products that come off of this farm. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you soon.